Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything, your blue sky. I go to war, I'll fight. Damn right. Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything.
And welcome back to the Professional Stepdad Show. I am your host, Franco Zavala, episode 73, trucking right along to 100 episodes before the end of the year. Before I go any further, if you have not, please like, subscribe, share, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and the website, www.theprofessionalstepdad.com, where you can send in your questions, concerns, comments, ideas. I'm open to everything. Remember, the bigger the platform, the more stepdads that I can help, the more stepdads that I can kind of give them that words of encouragement to let them know that they can do this, that it is possible, that the narrative can change. Today's episode is not going to be a long episode. It's going to be specific towards a question that I was asked about how important are the love languages for the kids, especially from a stepdad's point of view. The love languages, stepdads, learning each individual love language of your children, I would have to say, for my journey, is the single most important thing that I've ever done. Part of, working on myself and trying to identify my strengths and weaknesses, working on the communication on the love languages for me and my spouse. The love languages for my children are right up there when it comes to how I got to this point in my journey where I can consider myself a professional stepdad, where I can consider myself a stepdad who has succeeded within my journey. So what are the 5 love languages? So the 5 love languages are, it's a book that you can read, and it's the 5 love languages for children. And there are exercises within this book that will help you identify the primary and the secondary love language of your child. There's also a quiz that you can take online. Easily just go 5 love languages for children quiz, and that'll help you also identify what their primary and secondary love languages are. So why is this so important to learn these love languages? Well, it is the way that they communicate. It will be the way that they communicate from here on in. Will their love languages change? Yeah, it absolutely can change. As they get older, the love languages go from needing quality time to more words of encouragement. As they get older, their love languages will change from, words of affirmation to acts of service. It will depend on which direction that your children go. It will depend on which direction that they believe that they can head, because you've put that value and you've put that faith within them that you are going to stand behind them no matter what. And that is how we communicate. So when I get a lot of these questions from step parents, a lot of it is, I'm 2 years in, and for some reason, me and my stepson are really just butting heads. We can't agree on anything. And my first question to them is always, well, what is their love language? What's their primary and their secondary love language? And 99.999 times out of 10, they have no idea what I'm talking about. And that is the disconnect, right? Because you're butting heads with your stepchild. You are butting heads with your partner because you don't know how to properly communicate with them. Plain and simple. If you are not filling within the book they talk about this, if you're not filling their love tank, then they don't have this sense of satisfaction, so that their walls come down and they are open to more communication with you as a stepdad. And mind you, you're doing your best, stepdad. You are listening, you're trying to learn, you're doing everything that you possibly can. Plus, you're probably balancing earning money and satisfying the needs of your partner and of your family, and you're jumping through about 1 billion different hoops that I can only imagine, because again, remember, each individual stepdad journey is different. But identifying the love languages of the children I'm telling you, it's like right up there with the most important thing you can do as a stepdad. And here's the key. When you're learning the love languages, when you're identifying what their primary and their secondary love language is, your job is to just shut up and listen. Your job is to kind of let them speak, let them talk. Hey, Franco, why can't I can't really, I'm trying to talk to my stepdaughter, but she's 14 years old and she just does it. She closes the door, she's in her room. Well, let me ask you, stepdad, how much time, energy, and effort have you put into getting to know who she is. What's her likes? What's her dislikes? What's her favorite food? Shit, what's her favorite color? For a lot of stepdads, what's their birthday? What's their middle name? I know that sounds crazy to say, but I'm not kidding you. You'd be surprised at how many stepdads don't know the very basics of their children, because when they come into this new journey and this new relationship, they think that their job is to jump into the family, get everybody to love me and to respect me and to value me because I'm there. And so I'm going to go all in and I'm going to say yes to everything. And I'm going to try to be the very best that I can be. And I'm going to try not to talk shit about bio dad or the family. But your job really should be to just quiet your mouth, listen to what they have to say, and try to learn who they are. Does it mean that, if you learn your stepdaughter's favorite song or her favorite, her favorite color or the kind of music she listens to in general, that she's just going to open up to you? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that you're gathering information so that when you do want to talk, when you do want to have a moment where communication is 100% wide open, to where you can finally come to an agreement, even on the littlest things, you have, for better or worse, ammunition to go into these conversations, and you're not kind of shooting from the hip because you've taken the time to get to know them. But there are way too many stepdads who are not taking the time to get to know the stepchildren. And then they allow the outside circumstances and everything else that's happening within their life, whether it's the negative bio parent or the negative family members or the fact that, bio mom is putting you in chains and not allowing you to be a parent. They're just wanting you to kind of be this placement holder, which is a shitty position to be in. And it's hard. It's hard to go, where am I going to get the time to take a step back and really learn each individual person's primary and secondary love language? Is it worth it? 100%. It is absolutely worth it. Hands down, best thing I ever did. Period. And this isn't some sort of a pitch for the program of, the 5 love languages at all. Do I recommend the book? Yes. Do I think that a lot of you are going to read it, try to apply it, fail at it once, and never do it again? Yeah, I do. Because unfortunately, that is the reason why step parents in general have such a negative, stigma around us, because there are way too many step parents who quit when they shouldn't. There are way too many step parents that get told no 3 or 4 times and then they stop. There are way too many step parents that don't take the time to get to know who they are as a person, as an individual. Or they don't take the time to get to know who they are inside of a relationship with their partner, and to build that teamwork, that they step away, that they walk away, that they have that 1 foot out the door method and mentality. Take the time to get to know your kids. Learn and identify their primary and secondary love language. It's important. Shit, stepdads, let me ask you a question. What's yours? What's your love language? Because you have one. And if you have, for some strange reason, when you hear me say, what's your love language? And you get this sort of like, love, what the hell is love? Like, if you have that mentality, dude, let me tell you, you are a fossil in this world. If you can't learn to tap into your emotions as a man, if you can't learn to identify your love languages as a man, there's something wrong with you, because you are unwilling to change. So take the time. Learn your love language. Learn your spouse's love language. Learn your partner's love language. Learn your kids' love language. Shut up and listen. Learn, and then learn again, and then continue to learn. And then what's going to happen, and this is true in this world and anything that you do when it comes to study and learning and applying, study, learning and applying, failing, studying, learning and applying, failing, and eventually it will pay off. You have to be patient. Plenty of you don't have patience, and therefore your persistence leads to nowhere. So I encourage you to please just identify the children's love language, identify yours, identify your partner's, and you will find a way to communicate in a way with your stepchild to where butting heads is no longer there. Will you butt heads over the years? Yes, of course. Their love languages change. You change. Your spouse changes. Everybody changes. That's why you got to constantly be diving into this information. This is why you constantly got to be diving into like who you are, how you are changing as a man, how you and your relationship is changing with you and your partner, how the kids are growing up and how their primary and secondary pretty much flip-flop as they get older. This is important to always do the work. There is no end game here. This is not the Avengers. This is a continuation in the long run, period. And you can do this. I know you can do this because you're here. You can do this, stepdads. So 5 love languages for children. Go learn them, go identify them, go figure it out, go write it on a board, go put it on a piece of paper, and then continue to do the work. Get to know them so you can communicate better. And I promise you, you will win, period. Okay guys, this is episode 73 of the Professional Stepdad Show. Once again, if you have not, please like, subscribe, share, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Instagram, TikTok, and the website. So happy and grateful for all of you. I'm so happy and grateful for the stepdads that I've been able to impact up until this point, and I cannot wait to step on stage and talk to as many step parents as possible. Talk to you soon.
I'll be everything. Your blue sky. I go to war, I fight. Damn right. Even when I've left, I do right by you. I'll be your everything. Your blue
Quiet on the set, please. Thank you, everybody.